Okay. Everything is good now? Okay, I take a decision, guys. I'm gonna play hardcore. I take a decision. Alright. Anyway, I want to play hardcore anyway, so why not start day one? I mean, imagine this, having an option hardcore day one and not using it. Come on. I'm gonna play hardcore. It's official. Fuck that. I'm gonna die. You know it. You know I'm gonna die. Yes, you know. Okay, I'm gonna play hardcore. I decide, okay? I'm gonna play hardcore, you know, I'm always playing hardcore anyway in every Diablo game. So Diablo 2, Diablo 3, I'm always playing hardcore. I'm gonna play hardcore. I mean, there is an option to play hardcore day one. I'm gonna take it, okay? So when I'm gonna die, in 2 hours, in 3 hours, in 4 hours, maybe in 5 minutes, we will see. I'm gonna try to play very tanky as well, so... It's official, I play hardcore. I decide. We just need to play the game now. I'm gonna play hardcore. It's official. Hardcore. Full hardcore. Hardcore mode. Tell the world he got is playing hardcore. Oh my god, no way. He's gonna die. Yep. Let me check if my stream is working and everything is working good. Full hardcore. I'm gonna check Twitch. How is my Twitch? Oh, that's me here? Oh wow, I look stupid. Perfect. Okay. One hour, 19 minutes. How is Facebook? Is Facebook running well? So I'm gonna switch character when I die, basically. That's my goal. So how is this gonna work? So I have a plan, okay? I will play hardcore sorceress first. When I die, I move to another class. And I gotta try to progress until I beat the game, okay? Because anyway, I'm a big fan of hardcore, and I think hardcore make the game more interesting anyway. So it's starting soon, huh? So is there any video we can watch? A very last minute video. So how do I get my potion that revive me in Diablo 4? Let's see.
In the early access of Diablo 4. And the thing is that, well, there is way to actually cheat depth. And one thing I discovered when I play is the flame shield, which I realized that I can use the flame shield
that's the sorceress.
very frequently. And I told myself, if
I got my cheat death. Here we go.
Leveling the certain type of attributes that I need, I might be, well, immune forever.
Yo, Dan. Oh, Dan, dude.
Now,
what's
not
up,
just that.
man?
There's
That's been a
also
long
an
time.
elixir
Thank you for
that,
watching me.
Also seems to be totally broken. You ask yourself, why even Blizzard decide to add this into the game?
Excellent. So the sorcerers have some skill to
maybe
survive.
some want that, especially though the 1001 that want to finish it first. But in general, I mean, players who want challenge don't want something
nice. Like elixir of death. Here we go. That's what I need. So elixir of death evasion. For the next 30 minutes, prevent death and become immune for 2 seconds. Once this takes place, you cannot benefit from it for 5 minutes. Here we go. Let's play hardcore. Who is scared to play hardcore with this? But I hear the mats are kind of rare.
Evasion. We're going to talk about it in a moment more, but I want you to see the Flame of Shield with the Sorcerer. So you can see, if I activate it, I'm immune for 4 seconds, alright? Now, it shows you 20 seconds, right? But look, it's ready again, alright? It's crazy, and the more I play with it, the more I realize, wait, I can use it so often. Again, I'm activating it, and look again. I can activate it again. I'm not activating, but I can. And each one gives me 4 seconds of immunity. So imagine a sorcerer having that with the elixir. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, a build that can be very broken.
He's dying with the skills.
I worry more about the skill than the elixir. You can just drop the elixir. I mean, even then, you have 5 minutes that you can, you can use it. But even then, when there are really strong challenges, that and my login level, definitely.
Okay, so there is actually a shield that the sorceress can use to not die. Okay, well, thanks God. Okay, so I just need to open my YouTube chat because I don't see it. It's actually a shield. Can I change what I write in the menu? Oh, yes, I can. There we go. Good. Nice. Okay, perfect. So how to get the elixir of evasion? How you get it? Elixir of death evasion. How you get that? No one can explain me this. I got an excellent news for you. You don't have to use it. Elixir of evasion. How this work? Oh yeah, you need to progress. Crushing. Damn, there's so much elixir. What the hell? So where's the elixir of evasion? It's funny they put some crafting stuff in Diablo 4. Like, seriously. In a Diablo game. How you make the elixir of evasion? I remember when I played the end game, the stuff for making potion was extremely rare, by the way. But it was 6 months ago. It was super rare. I haven't found anything like. It was really, really rare. I don't find it. Resistance. I don't know how you make the potion, the elixir. Oh, elixir. Elixir, lightning, crushing, third eyes, combat, strong. I don't know how you make that. Yeah, I don't know. So how you make this elixir? Elixir of death. How you make this? Can you make this? You have to find this? I'm just scared. I want to play hardcore and I'm scared to die. Never ending text. What the hell is this? Because this is potion. Elixir. It doesn't even say how you make the potion of death thing. Dead evasion. No one said how it work, how you make this. No one know. It exists. Is it true, this thing, or is it not true? How you craft this? Elixir of death. How do you craft that? That's so dumb. Well. Is there any video we can watch? How to survive beer druid tank spec D4. Is there a druid tank spec in D4? Diablo 4. I'm pretty sure you can have a good, nice tank. Barbarian and Druid. Well, I don't want to play Barbarian or Druid, so...
Hey, what's up everybody? How
Tank
you doing?
build.
Welcome back to Carpo Gaming and another Diablo 4. You can fix tank the game. This is my druid generation without damage. And you heal for 7.8
He's like
life,
level
up to
12.
a close enemy, all the way up to 46 life per second. And yeah, we got damage reduction, thorns, rage, mind, thinking
Okay,
of
this is
wonderful
like one of the
game.
worst video I ever seen. Okay, this video is stupid. Tanky beast.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Every certain amount of seconds when you remain in a certain area, which seems really
He doesn't even play the game. He's just watching a thing. Okay, no one really do what I was thinking, but imagine, can you have like a rogue that just dodge everything too? I'm pretty sure it's possible. I'm pretty sure everything is actually possible. Oops. Oh, a webcam. Holy shit. Yeah. So it's official. I'm gonna play hardcore. Yeah. I'm gonna die. Yeah, I know. My brain is ready to die. It's just you just have to be ready psychologically. If your brain is ready, like if you're playing something and you know you're gonna waste your time and your brain is ready for it, there's no problem. Okay? There's no problem. Alright, 1 hour only. Oh, that's good. The game is update. Alright. So what do we do? So what other people is doing? So you guys watching other stream? What the other streamer doing? Quinn. Quinn's gonna play hardcore too. What he's doing outside? Oh my god. He feeding the dog. The cat. He feeding the cat outside. Oh my god, I love Quinn. Ah, yum. He feeding the cat before playing Diablo 4. Oh, that's good. That's some content. What's the other people doing? What Asmogol is doing? Nothing really. I love the he feeding the cat. That's a good thing to watch. He have camera all over his house. What the hell? That's some content, guys. Ooh, the Tree of Whisper is... Oh my god, they changed it! Wait a minute. Wow, they changed the area. Hey, let me check this, because I played the end game in the beta and it was not like this. Oh my god, they changed it. It was super laggy when I played this thing.
Pre-launch version of Diablo 4, and I've taken an in-game look into the cache. I think it guarantees...
What? They really changed it a lot.
This is another cache, basically. And you also get XP for this Whirlwind Barbarian. Marvelous Judgment. Really like 48%. Very experienced of what stats are good.
It's a super. This place was super laggy when I tried it.
We get to the Tree of Whispers again. Let's see what we can.
Oh, they changed the look of it.
So we have
it doesn't look like that.
I'm just taking that because I could really need an upgrade on one of my weapons. And you see here, I forgot the legendary, so my chest is blinking. I got another pants. And then I'm basically like taking these rewards. I use.
Wow! Congratulations! Look how many loot you have. Look at this. Look, it's legendary, guys. They should didn't call a legendary item. It's just everywhere. You have a full stash of unique item too. So come on, man. It's not very unique when your stash is full. Okay. What you guys want to check? Any more Diablo 4 stuff?
Hi everyone.
They are everywhere. Exactly.
Look.
Look.
Version of Diablo 4, and I managed to reach level 80. And I want to talk about.
Oh, it's Frostburn. I told you. Frostburn. You know that glove in Diablo 2. So I used this glove 6 months ago, and I played the end game, and I keep this glove for a very long time, like very long time, because it frees the enemy. It was actually really good.
The unique stuff that I have found. So previously the developers had hinted that uniques would be extremely rare and most people will almost never see them basically. And I do have to say, like straight up, this is actually very untrue. I have to say
very untrue. It's not true. They said this like unique item is gonna be rare. No, they are not rare at all. Let me tell you, at all. You will get unique item all the time. It's that what they've said for months and months is just stupid, and it's just like a lie. And yeah, that's dumb to say that. Something very untrue. It's not true. They said this like unique item. So let me just untage my stream. Here we go. Let me continue the video 1 second. Hello. Can I... My multi... Yeah, thank you, Dan, for the like. Let me continue this video.
I was very surprised about the amount of uniques that I was finding.
Yeah.
So I did find a bunch of uniques. Actually, I think almost everything that the rogue class has. And also some of those non-class.
I remember the Razor plate drop a lot when I play.
Specific uniques such as the Razor Blade, the Frostburn, and the Penitent Greaves. So these are
Penitent Grief.
like cross-class items, but there are some that are rogue specific. Every class has...
So that's a good point you have. So some item are class specific and some are for all class.
Uniques, I think when the game launches, of course that's gonna increase in number over time. But for now, you can see that I actually acquired most.
Ooh, Wind Force. Look at this. GG. Knock back the target. Ooh. GG.
Them, and with relatively good rolls. You see, the item power here is very high on most of these drops. 772, 796. I believe that the highest item power in the game is 820. So
ooh, 820.
Getting pretty close there to the maximum. And it seems like most of these unique drops actually do come as an ancestral when you find them. So at least when you're playing on a torment difficulty where you can find ancestral loot. And they generally seem to roll very high item power for what they can roll. So I think they have a bit of a boost there when they drop. I believe I have not found a single normal unique. They were always at least sacred or ancestral. So at least this was my experience here. So
well, I found actually. Like you can't find normal unique.
Well, I got almost everything that the rogue actually has to offer, and some of them multiple times in fact.
Let me just switch.
So I had like a bunch of these Eyes of the Dark. I think I had like 3 times or 4 times.
Eyes of the Darks. I don't know about this one.
Pants. I had I think 2 times the
Grass of Shadow. I found this on my Necromancer. It was like a long time ago.
Shadow. I had like 2 times the Frostburn. I had the Call of the Nameless. And Mother's Embrace.
Mother Embrace too. I found it as well. If a skull can hit 5 or more in me.
And well, if you look at this list of uniques that the rogue has, the only one I have not found is a Sky Hunter and the Ashira's Khanjar. So both of them are actually relatively good ones. And I do believe that some uniques are more rare than others. I mean, this is relatively obvious with stuff like the Harlequin Crest that the people like to put into their builds whenever they link me their planners. This one, I have actually not heard of anyone finding it. So this is definitely
you haven't found the Chaco?
Really, really rare.
I find a lot during the beta.
Most of these like standard uniques and some of those relatively like specialized and build enabling uniques.
But it was really strong, by the way. So if you check Chaco, Chaco is strong because look, +4 rank to all skill. You see why Chaco is so strong? Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong.
But most of these like standard uniques and some of those relatively like specialized and build enabling uniques definitely seem to drop not too infrequently after all. For example, I was talking to Teo, who was also playing this early access. He was playing a druid and he also already had this werebear chest, the werebear helm. So there are lots of uniques dropping after all. But I don't think that these are all the screenshots of me finding uniques.
So honestly, Frostburn is actually super good. The freezing enemy is really, really good.
And you see here my screenshots. I'm like level 60 here and level 65 there and level 71 here, level 72 here, level 73, level 75. So, you know, another level 75. These items do come in once in a while. So it's obviously not as frequent as legendaries, but yeah, every few hours or so, I would say it seems like you get one. In fact, I actually noticed that completing Nightmare Dungeons seems to relatively often reward you with uniques. So you see here, after finishing a Nightmare Dungeon, you actually get 2 items, a bunch of XP and gold, and then you can also rank up your glyph. And it seems like a few times at least this has happened to me that I got a unique from the completion bonus. So this might be some kind of like
that's cool
special way to farm uniques, I guess, like in the far late game, once you have completed most of the other objectives. You're gonna grind those Nightmare Dungeons, and then maybe there's a bit of a boost so that people have the option to actually find those uniques that they want to enable a certain build. But yeah, the bottom line of these uniques is that some of them are quite impactful. So for example, I tried the Frostburn here. This freeze effect is very strong on the rogue. There's a British finesse passive that synergizes with cold and freeze. And
yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, you do give up the core skill ranks, but you do get some other pretty powerful perks for running these. I've already showcased my build with the Word of Akan.
The Word of Akan. What is that? This rank off to all imbue skill. Interesting. Rain of Hours always imbue. That's a rogue.
The Rain of Arrows build. So if you want to see that in action, it's actually kind of cool. But in general, most of these uniques are not as impressive, I gotta say. So if they are not like build defining, then most of the time I felt like they were not really worth it that much. It really depends on the item. It really depends.
Razor play. I found this a lot during the end game. During the testing I did. A lot of thorn damage.
On what you're actually trying to do. Like here's a Thorns chest, for example. I actually did try out this Thorns chest. I just put it on and I upgraded it. I had like 10,000 Thorns. I was walking around and trash monsters were just one-shotting themselves on me. It was kind of funny. So I think there's a bit of potential for something like that. And for some of these items to actually have like a real impact in a build. Or there's just like some kind of supporting choice, such as the Penitent Greaves. So again, you have like this chill effect. You can get, for example,
I'm kind of happy now because I know what I'm gonna do.
Or you can.
I'm gonna play hardcore.
Rogue, so
my brain is set to die.
So there are some of these adjustments you can make depending on the uniques you find. But some of them are also extremely powerful, such as Condemnation. So on the Rogue, this is the combo point weapon, and not only can you deal up to 40% more damage with like a attack. So when you play like a combo point build, such as Pain 20 Shot or Flurry, if you have this weapon, it's just like a straight damage multiplier.
Wow!
But it also has relatively decent blocking. So it has
wind force.
Well, it is really probably one of the worst uniques in the entire game.
Wind force. Look at the damage. Oh my god.
This is awful. So it has not really great stats. It's kind of okay, I guess. And then it has a lucky hit effect with a very low chance to sometimes get a bit of extra damage. Yeah. And in case you're curious, I did try out the Grass of Shadows. So this is probably something that a lot of Rogue enjoyers are looking forward to. And I gotta say, I was not impressed by this one at all. I think it's mostly just because of bugs. It just doesn't seem to work right. So I tried this out and the proc rate seemed alright. But the thing is that when a target is already defeated, then the Shadow Clone will spawn and just disappear and do nothing. And even if they do something, they don't get your skill upgrades. So for example, I was trying this with Flurry and my clone didn't have the 360-degree eyes in the dark. That was actually kind of funny. I couldn't really dig up the clip now, but it's also a relatively trash item because the stats are just throwing a death drop into some of those rogue builds. The Frostburn, for example, can be useful. Something like
I found Mother Embrace on my Necromancer, like during the hand game. I found the exact same thing.
Embrace that gives you a refund on your resources, on core skills. It has decent stats as well. So there are some of those uniques that you can just kind of like put on, or others that you have to completely build around, or that actually enable a build. So besides showing off and talking about my experience with some of those uniques, I also just wanted to get across a lot of nice drops when the game launches. Obviously not the Shaco.
Another good video. This guy made the best Diablo4 video yet. Okay, well, we can do a daily dose of internet, I guess, before the launch. He just released it.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Bro, we just finished eating pizza. Basket. There you go, bro. Open that, bro.
Okay. What? Oh my god.
These guys in the Philippines found a tree that appeared to be leaking water. It was actually a bunch of cicadas that were all peeing at the same time.
What the hell? Whoa! Nice
This athlete pulled off a 5,000 IQ move to avoid getting touched.
Oh no!
This guy has sleep apnea and randomly fell asleep while eating.
Ivan.
What the hell? Andrew working like this too. Hey, thank you, Andrew. Welcome.
She pretended that she saw a mouse to scare him.
What?
All these students snuck into their teacher's house at 1 a.m. This is her at 6 a.m. finding them there.
Good morning, little bunnies. How many? Oh my god.
This guy turned himself into a custom video game character. A few years ago, this guy threw some ice cubes on the ground and then pretended to fall. His goal was to pretend to get hurt so that he could get a payout from his insurance. He was eventually arrested a few months later.
Mr. Booth, I have a question for you. Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest
I mean,
kid.
we see
in
this
middle
video
school.
like 10 years ago.
My goodness.
Mr. Booth, I hope you were able to change your ways. Good luck to you.
After spending 10 months in jail, he managed to avoid crime and is now a manager for a pharmaceutical company.
What?
Eh? Hey. Ah, okay.
This duck isn't afraid of anything.
Okay.
This mama otter lost her baby, and these wildlife experts helped them reunite. This seal just woke up from surgery and was in a goofy mood.
That's cool. We love
That is
Daily Dose of
Yana's
Anything. That's
video.
before Diablo 4 launch, you know? So, 44 minutes. Oh boy. Are you guys ready? I don't know if the server is gonna fit. It's gonna be good. We'll see. I'm gonna double check all my stream if everything working. Okay, that work. YouTube work. Fit. It's gonna be good. We'll see. I'm gonna double check all my stream if everything seems to work correctly. Good. I'm ready. So they made a Discord server for D4? Ready. What the hell is this thing? Is this community server or what is this? What is this, man? Are you serious? It's just a Discord server. It's like a... Is this an official... It's not an official Blizzard one, right? Is it? There's a lot of people in there. Oh my god. What? It's a ton of people. Oh my god, dude. What is this server? Holy cow. Is it owned by Blizzard? Oh my god, I think it's owned by Blizzard. Holy cow. It's pretty dope. Okay, well, I think we watch every video and all the stuff. Oh my god, come on. We just wait. Watch the launch trailer. I don't think I see it. With the music.
Your lives. Wait till the world is mine. Depend on. Watch them fall.
So what's the deal with that music in the back? That looks so good, but the thing is the camera is out and we cannot have this camera out when we play the game, sadly. You see? So you see here? The camera is zoom out, but you cannot do this like in game, which is sad. That is so nice. Look at this. This is really beautiful. Look at this. What? That looks so good. Holy shit. Look at this, guys. Full screen. Look at this. That looks so dope. Ew. Everything that showed the druid like it's bad. Look at this. That looks so bad. Everything that is druid looks so bad. They show nothing. Like you see the druid is just mashing in melee. Are you serious? Everything that showed a druid is just... I'm not sure why they take this music thing. Well... How many time? 39 minutes? Oh my god, dude, so long. Come on. Oh boy. Come on. Almost there. Dude. I have all night to play, man. I'm gonna die for sure, but you know. It's okay. Just vote when I'm gonna die. This is so long, man. There's absolutely like nothing to do except watching the Battle.net launcher. Come on! Oh my god! Come on, dude. I mean, we watch everything. I'm going hardcore finally. The hardcore vibe got me. I mean, I think about this after that, you know. In Diablo 3 I play hardcore, in Diablo 2 I play hardcore. I mean, why will I skip the opportunity to play hardcore day one? I mean, you know, why? Maybe it's gonna take me like a lot of time beating the game because of this, but I don't care. I just want to play hardcore and that's it. So I hope my setup is good too. I hope my stream setup is good for the game stuff. I have a really good computer, so the quality of the streaming should be really good. Should be really good. You know, I think we can remove the timer. I think we know now. Let's get ready. One more video then. Alright, one more video, I don't know.
You tested the
L-Tide. Okay, let's watch this one. So L-Tide is the thing I like the worst. So the worst end game thing was L-Tide for me.
Hi everyone. In this video I will talk about Helltide. This is one of the major endgame activities in Diablo 4 on
Personally,
launch.
I hate it.
And
I think
it is something that is actually quite relevant for your character progression. So you can see this world tide here on the world map. This is this red.
So how this works is, so it's like Terror Zone in Diablo 2, the Resurrected, the Terror Zone thing. It's like the same kind of system, but you have to collect stuff and open chests. But the problem was there was a timer 6 months ago was a problem. Let's see if that changed.
That area that just keeps popping up in random places of the world. So there are certain zones that can become Helltide. And then there's a timer where sometimes it's active and sometimes it's inactive. And when you go there, while it's active, the entire zone will be transformed and there will...
I can't log in Battle.net. I keep asking me to accept term and redirect me to local page. Yeah, the Renamo, it's the exact same problem with my friend. He told me, I think he sent me a text on my phone. He sent me a text and the same kind of thing, I think. You got a problem with that.
Will be a lot more demons running around. Everything is higher level. There's like special events and
Hey, the Renamo, by the way, I'm playing hardcore. I choose. You know why I'm playing hardcore, the Renamo? Let me tell you why. Because anyway, I'm gonna play hardcore anyway in long term. So why not? I have the opportunity to start it day one. I'm just gonna do it day one, you know. Like anyway, I'm gonna do it like later anyway. So I'm gonna play hardcore. I don't care. I'm gonna die and I'm just gonna make another class. That's it. So I don't know how long I'm gonna stay alive, but I'm gonna try to make very tanky guys. I'm not dying so quick. We'll see.
It's popping up.
But I'm not in the race thing, but I want to play hardcore.
And you can also find those cinders. You can see on the top right corner, this is the cinder count, and as you defeat enemies in those areas, or you click on collectibles.
So they changed the L-type thing. So before, when I was playing, we didn't have this little icon there.
You know, herbs or something like that. You can find these cinders. And then there are these like chests spread out. You can see one here on the map right now. You can go there and use those cinders to open those chests and get certain pieces of loot. But it's not just so much about the loot itself that is so good about Helltide. It is actually the special materials that you can get there. Because, let's be real, loot you can get anywhere really. So it's not really required to farm Helltide for that. But what you do want to farm is Forgotten Souls. You see that here?
It's not fun
here,
for me.
Example, this mini boss that just appeared was one of those.
It's more stressful for me. That's the thing. It's fun for you, but it's more stressful for me.
Helltide bosses.
And by the way, the elixir potion that can res you, it's a thing. Okay, I'm gonna use this thing. Like, listen. I mean, you don't want to die. You want the challenge to be one life, but at the same time, you know, I want to use
Forgotten Souls. And likewise,
oh, you can trade the potion, so it's gonna be an economy as well. So that's what I think. So I think the potion that make you not die can be traded. So I think the mats are rare too. So that's gonna be interesting.
As you can use your cinders to open these chests and also get more Forgotten Souls and maybe a good bunch of loot. So you see this here. This is one of the biggest. This is actually the biggest chest that I just opened, which is the chest of mysterious gifts, which is like a special one that has more loot and just like random amount of stuff. But you see here there's 2 Forgotten Souls again and 3 Forgotten Souls and a bunch of Fiend Roses. These are all crafting materials that you will need for the blacksmith and for the occultist. And then you see there's like 2 ancestral rings, for example. A bunch of elixirs can drop out. Another like ancestral amulet. So generally relatively valuable. And you can see here why this is so valuable. So this is the blacksmith upgrade window, and I have a sacred pair of gloves. And if you try to get them to rank 5, so 5 out of 5 upgrades, you will need those Forgotten Souls. So
I didn't know this.
Souls. You need 2 of them, for example, for this glove to get it to 5 out of 5. So as you rank up your items, it costs more and more materials. So usually,
so you need that thing called Fiend Rose to upgrade your max level of legendary. I didn't know. Well, at least there is some point of doing Helltide.
The magic, then the rare, then the legendary, and then finally Forgotten Souls. And if you want to get your maxed out items, which is definitely quite important for your late game min-maxing at least, you want those Forgotten Souls.
Okay.
And this chest that I opened here is by far the best to farm those Forgotten Souls, or just the most efficient one to open in general. It is actually not always there, so this mysterious gifts chest is a kind of special one. It's always something that I recommend to seek out first before you start spending your cinders when you're doing Helltide, because it definitely has a lot more stuff than the other chests. But you can also just go around and open whatever you want to improve in your character. So there's a chest for rings, there's a chest for weapons, for helms, for boots, whatever. And you can kind of target farm and kind of try to get new items in a certain slot so that you can maybe progress your character right now. But generally, those mysterious gifts are the best ones. You want to try to find them. Now, how long does it actually take to farm enough of these cinders? So you can see here, there's actually the timer. So conveniently, we can just check that.
So the timer for the Helltide. So 6 months ago, when I played the endgame, I said to Blizzard as a feedback, they should remove the timer because it's stupid. Because when it's like less than 20 minutes, it doesn't work to go there. You know what I mean? So you need to start it like at 1 hour to very farm the zone completely. So it's the timer is dumb.
0 of these cinders, and we have 52 minutes remaining. And let's see if I actually start farming them. So here at like 51:40, we start farming them, and if we jump forward, we have 175 by 43 minutes mark. So around 8 minutes actually it took me to get those 175 cinders. to open this one chest. And as I mentioned, this is the most expensive one. You can actually open others for, I believe, 75 for armor slots, and I think 125.
I think the concept is just boring a little bit of this zone. Like you just get loot, open chests, and that's it. It's kind of.
For
well, there was some kind of bus. I remember. I don't know if he's gonna talk
like
about
weapon
it.
slots.
Maybe.
So they have a kind of a different cost, but it's somewhere in that range. But generally, this is the best one in the overall value. So I noticed that the best way to farm cinders is usually just to like make your way through the zone, roam around a little bit, try to find like big monster packs, because you can just get like, you know, 3, 4, 5 cinders or something like that from like one big monster pack. They do drop quite frequently. And also on your way, you know, roaming around the zone, you will find those collectibles that can also have cinders. And you find events. So those local events here, those orange circles,
yeah,
they are generally the most valuable. So
yeah,
you want to try to like maybe find like 2, 3 or 4 of these spots and just like roam around the area and try to do these events whenever they pop up. So you see here right now, I found an event. I have 20 cinders and I have like 41 minutes on the timer. Now if we jump forward to finishing the event, yeah, this was like around a minute or so, and I got like almost 40 of those cinders. So from all the monsters that were there, and then the final reward from the chest at the end. One other important thing to farm in those hell tides are also the fiend roses. So this is yet another material. It's a herb that you can find. It looks like this. This is the fiend rose here. It's a little plant that only grows when the hell tide is active. And those are used for re-rolling legendaries at your occultist.
Oh, that's good.
So in addition to potentially requiring a forgotten soul when it's an ancestral or a sacred item, you also need a fiend rose to even attempt to reroll any legendary. So even a normal legendary, you might have noticed this in the open beta, for example. You might have noticed this, for example, in the open beta, you were not actually able to reroll anything on your legendaries because the fiend rose was missing. So this is where you get it. The fiend roses generally come in fast enough, I would say. It's not really one thing to worry about. It's more the forgotten souls that are the bigger problem, because you get fewer of these and they don't grow on trees, literally, like the fiend rose. So you have to get them exclusively from those Helltide bosses and from the chests. And without Forgotten Souls, not only can you not upgrade your items to the maximum and get those insane multipliers on the base stats of your items, but you also cannot actually enchant your sacred or ancestral items. So you see here, if you put like a sacred item, this is a sacred glow here, then you will also need to spend 1 Forgotten Soul per attempt of rolling a stat. So it is very difficult to actually get the perfect items in the end game because of this super high cost of actually rolling them.
That's
so
cool.
You have to farm this
they make something interesting.
get those Forgotten Souls,
like
get those Fiend Roses,
like
and then you kind of set up to try to maximize your gear by rolling them on the Occultist. On the other hand though, if you spend like, for example, like half an hour of farming Helltide here and there, open like, you know, 4 or 5 of those chests, you're probably gonna end up with something like 5 to 10 of those Forgotten Souls. So you can upgrade 1 or 2 or 3 items. You can maybe roll a few times on one of the good pieces that you found. But of course, in general, you don't want to waste your materials.
I was doing my card game. I'm still doing my card game, by the way.
Souls only on those items that are going to stick. So once you are...
So I already want to release my card game, by the way. Like, it's going to be good.
In tournament difficulty, once you have like 725 plus item power or so for the highest tier of stats, this is when you want to start trying to maximize your gear with those materials. One other neat thing to know is that there is actually an indicator on destructibles and clickables that you can see here. So it has like this red glow, and this means that these destructibles have cinders. So you can actually like run past them and see that some of them have cinders. So you see here now when it gets destroyed.
That's a long time ago. It's like 6 months ago I played this.
4 or so. So it can be quite valuable. And not all of these, like, you know, rocks and plants and like, yeah,
what
all
level
kinds
is
of like things you can find, you know, in the areas have the cinders. So it's only those that actually have this glow. Also, another cool thing is that while you are progressing, for example, your renown, you can actually do side quests while in the Helltide area. So all of the side quests still work. I believe strongholds are actually disabled, so you cannot go into strongholds. But those just become part of the Helltide zone basically until it's over. But side quests you can kind of combine with Helltide farming, for example. So this is maybe also something to keep in mind when you do your renown progression. Maybe focus more on the dungeons when Helltide is down, and then try to find some side quests that lead you into Helltide areas when it's active. right now I'm actually not quite sure if Helltide can spawn on low levels in like the veteran and adventurer difficulties when you have skipped the campaign on a fresh character, but at the very least on your first character you will have to progress to at least nightmare difficulty to find Helltides. But it doesn't seem like there is really like a scaling of the materials that you find, so even nightmare difficulty you should be able to farm those forgotten souls and fiend roses just fine, and you can save them up for later. And it's always good to have like a bunch, like let's say a dozen or two, ready to go so that you can always reroll or upgrade new items that you find. Also, you don't have to worry that when you leave the area you're gonna lose your cinders or anything like that. They only get lost when the timer ends. So here you see I was teleported out of the zone. I started sorting my stash and my inventory at a blacksmith, and then we go back and we are here again with the 130 cinders that I had when I left off. But beware, you lose half of your cinders when you die. So especially when you're trying to roam around for those stashes and trying to find like the mysterious gift box, for example, then you might want to be careful to not just randomly die to some of those bigger monsters or to some of those Helltide bosses that roam around the area. In any case, I have to say I really like the Helltide actually. It has a really cool atmosphere. I really like this like fire raining from the sky and the demons popping up out of everywhere, and just the way that you can kind of target farm stuff. I wish that there was maybe even a bit better way of like a gear acquisition in Helltide so that you can kind of find the boxes that you want. So I think one problem is that people might expect that you can actually just like, you know, target farm your Shaco, aka Harlequin Crest, easily in Helltide or so. So I gotta say, forget about that, because you don't actually find the exact chest that you want that easily. So there may be like a helm chest somewhere in the corner of this huge area, but you have to like ride around for like 5 minutes to actually find one. And it also seems like there's not many of the same types. It's kind of like there's one ring, one boots, one pants, one gloves, or maybe a second one of some of these here and there. And this is about it for how many chests there are. And they only come back the next time the Helltide
Okay, I think we know a lot about
in
Helltide.
any
That's
case,
pretty
this is
interesting,
how
actually.
Helltide works and how it...
These guys make the best video today, let me tell you. The top 3 glitch in Diablo 4. What is that?
Hi everyone, I want to talk about the best glyphs that exist in Diablo 4 for all of the classes. I've already made a very in-depth Paragon video, the exploit glyph. Every class has access to this glyph. It does look a little bit different on the source.
Let me check. For every fire strange percent with range or deadly one enemy damage
Sorcerer and Necromancer, but the exploit glyph provides extra vulnerable damage. And vulnerable as a debuff, and all of the damage buffs to vulnerable are actually nightmare dungeons.
How this work? I need the beginning of the video to
everyone,
understand.
I want to talk about the best glyphs that exist in Diablo 4 for all of the classes. I've already made a very in-depth Paragon video if you want to check that out, like about how to set up your Paragon boards, what nodes to prioritize, and how to path there, and how glyphs tie into it. So here I want to talk about the glyphs in particular, and which ones you generally want to rank up.
So why do you
first
find
and
glyph? Do you
why.
choose glyph?
Glyphs in general are going to be one of the major power boosts that you can acquire in the late game. So after you have done the campaign, after you have done all the renown, once you're slowly grinding towards level 100, you will start leveling up those glyphs in Nightmare Dungeons. And they are usually designed to be relatively weak early on when they're not ranked up, but when they are maxed out of the highest level, they give you a lot of extra stats. Most of these glyphs provide bonuses that are in the additive damage category. So what this means is that you have a lot of different damage stats that just add together and don't multiply with each other. One example here is, for example, damage to close enemies from the turf glyph. Or we have the control that gives you damage to crowd control targets. All of these bonuses go into the same category, which makes them not as effective as something that actually multiplies your damage. Which is why there are some glyphs that are very, very powerful. So most of them do belong to this same category, but some don't. Most importantly, there is the exploit glyph. Every class has access to this glyph. It does look a little bit different on the Sorcerer and Necromancer, but the exploit glyph provides extra vulnerable damage. And vulnerable as a debuff, and all of the damage buffs to vulnerable are actually a multiplier as a whole. So this means that when you have like this huge additive damage category, let's say 1000% extra damage bonuses from all the stuff that you stack up, and then you add, for example, 100% more, it will just become 1100%, which is a relative damage increase of 10%. But in the case of vulnerable, let's say you have 100% bonus vulnerable damage, the difference between applying it and not is actually double damage, because it multiplies this 1000% value to become 2000%. This is exactly why vulnerable damage and vulnerable debuff are so important, and why the exploit glyph is the overall most vulnerable that when you have. And this is not also almost every single build wants to stack. There are exceptions because it doesn't apply to every build. It's the rare buffing glyphs.
What is this?
And I want to show you why exactly. So typically on the Paragon boards, you have a lot of additive damage. Yet again, just like most of those glyphs, you know, most of these damage buffs are nothing really crazy. There's like damage to burning enemies, damage to elites. This is all the same damage category. So once you stack up, you know, hundreds and hundreds of percent of additive damage, these values are simply not impactful anymore. But there are some examples when these rare buffing glyphs can be extremely impactful, and this is when you buff defensive nodes. So this is actually what I do on most of my rogue Paragon boards. For example, there's the Deadly Ambush board that gives you a rare node with damage reduction from enemies affected by trap skills, and then you can put a glyph like this and boost it. Or the same here on the Sorcerer, for example. There's this Burning Instinct board that has a lot of like fire and burning synergies, and in the glyph radius you have a very powerful node here. Can get 8% damage reduction from enemies that are burning, which is a very easy to apply effect on a Sorcerer.
That's cool.
And then you can buff this by, basically times 3.5. So this 8% actually becomes 28% damage reduction. So here we can see this in action on my Death Trap Rogue build, for example. You have this buffed cunning node. It has exactly the same 4 and 4% like on the Sorcerer board that you just saw, but now it is buffed. It's 14% and 14%, 28% damage reduction from one rare node plus a glyph. And of course the other rare node is also buffed, so you can still get a bit of damage there, or some other effects like the dexterity. That is actually a relatively useful stat to have for boosting your damage later on as well. So typically it's not really worth that much to buff these rare nodes, but if you have especially one of those defensive rare nodes, or even magic nodes, there's also glyphs that buff magic nodes.
Interesting.
In the radius.
Another good video here.
So when you're making your own Paragon boards, you should.
Cool. Is there any good stuff to know? The most visual, satisfying build I try.
Hi everyone.
Show me this.
You might have seen this like fully optimized around the Rain of Arrows itself has an upgrade that increases the power of those imbuements, and then there's a legendary aspect that does it again. Then it's also a glitch combo.
See it here.
I felt like I could do better things with other setups, but it's not bad. And as you can see, you can like just wipe entire rooms with this wave of extra arrows. It looks so cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, the game's starting soon, guys. All right. So, do you have anything to say before the game starts? Yes. So, watching my stream tonight, how it will be. So, it's gonna be really no rush, okay? I'm not. If you think I'm gonna speedrun this to the end, absolutely not, okay? I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna clear all zone if I want, I'm very. And I'm playing also hardcore, so it's gonna be like double challenging. I really want to take my time. I never play the free open beta, so I don't know anything about the story. I haven't seen any story cinematic, anything of this. I haven't watched any video about the beta everyone is playing, so for me it's totally new and nothing. Oh, I can play. Oh, it's lunch. My driver outdated. No way. It's working. We can play, but my driver is outdated. That's great. All right. Let's go. Oh, do you think it's gonna scrap my stream? Maybe. It just started actually. Yeah, maybe my stream is gonna like crack. It's starting. It's good. You just have to update your driver, guys. Yeah, maybe it's gonna crash my stream because of this thing, man. Fudge. Goodbye stream, huh? So you can play, guys. You can go in the game. It's open. It's open. Go, 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 go. You can do it. I just need to update my driver. Sadly. I didn't know. I didn't know. Come on, come on.